Hi folks, and welcome to DevTrends. Today we're gonna talk about new upcoming JavaScript features and see how they work. They are called optional chaining, Nullish, coalescing, and pipeline operator. This preview is based on an article from FreeCodeCamp called "Here are 3 upcoming changes to JavaScript that you'll love." The link to it will be in the description, as well as all the links to the proposals. So all these proposals are now in stage 1, which means that they've been already discussed, accepted, and are now starting to moving forward to release. But if you want to use them right now, there's always Babel that comes to help you. Let's switch to our project. So here is our project called Proposals Demo. The link to this project will be in the description as well. It will be on my GitHub in the repository. So if you want to use these new ECMAScript features right now, there are three plugins from Babel for it. They called Proposal Optional Chaining, Proposal Nullish Coalescing Operator, and Proposal Pipeline Operator. So let's create some demos for it. Actually, I've already got some boilerplate. We need Babel 7 here. And we'll be using Webpack instead of Parcel this time, because Parcel doesn't yet support Babel 7, and these plugins here will work only with latest version. So we've got some basic structure here. There's src folder with all these proposals. There's actually three files with index.js, which bundles to dist folder, and our base index.html file, and our just small Webpack config that includes rule for JS files, which loads Babel loader with all these 3 plugins. So as simple as that. So let's start with first proposal. It's called optional chaining. So optional chaining is a feature that helps you to easily retrieve deeply nested property in an object or return undefined if it faces null on the way. Let's, for example, take some object, it's called data, with deeply nested city property. So you can see there is city Boston, and there is another object address, and another object user, and another object data in it. And we need to get this value, this Boston value of this object. And with optional chaining, it is very easy. It is as easy as write this expression here. So this is what called optional chaining. So this is like simply accessing object property. For example, if we wrote console log data user address city, but with question marks in it, in the middle. But the difference between this notation and optional chaining is that if some of the object is null, for example, let's comment all but data, this expression gives error because there is no user, there is no address, and there is no city. So let's switch to our local host. I've already started the server, and let's see. So you can see cannot read property address of undefined. This is because there is no user which we try to access. Instead of that, we can use this optional chaining. So if you save and see, so if there is a user and address and city property, it returns the value of the city. If there is some null object between it returns undefined. So let's reload, and you can see undefined because we got no neither user nor address here. And if we uncomment this code, save it, and reload, you can see there is Boston here. Without optional chain, we could write this is like data and data user and data user address and data user address city. So you can see that this string is much longer than the optional chaining notation, and this is quite verbose. And that's why optional chaining exists, and it will be soon in JavaScript, and we can use it right now with Babel. So this is a great feature. So let's switch to another one. The next one is called, let's require it, Nullish coalescing. And here is it. It's like double question marks. And this proposal, when implemented, will help us to default nullish values like null and undefined, but not zero, empty string or false. So let's see what this means. Say we have some foo variable here with a value that equals, let it be null or undefined, never mind. And with nullish coalescing, we can default this value to another value like we did with OR operator. So if we write, okay, let's see what it outputs. You can see default value because the value of foo is null, undefined as well, default value. So this is kind of like OR operator. So if you write foo or default value, oops, let's save it and reload. You can see there is also default value outputted here. But OR operator will assume zero, empty string and false as falsy values and return default value as well, which is not always desirable. So for example, if you put here 0, save, we can see there is still default value. But for us it's not desirable, so we can use this nullish coalescing operator. Let's save it and see. So we can see there's 0 now. And if we change to false, for example, it will output false here as well. So only null or undefined counts here as a false value, and it will return default value. But without this proposal, we have to write something like this. It's acceptable as well. For example, not equal null, foo not equal null. We return default value, and if equals, we return default one. So let's save and see default value. And if 0, we return 0 value. I mean foo, yeah, sorry. So it returns 0. And the last one of the proposals today is pipeline operator. The last but not least, because this is very good and concise operator that helps us with some sort of functional programming, because this one comes from functional programming, and with pipeline operator we can easily chain multiple functions and process the values through them as through a pipe. You might face piping with lodash or underscore, but pipeline operator has even more concise syntax. It is written with, like here, its ligature, it's written like with straight line and angle bracket like this. So if put together, it transforms to such ligature in my font. And here we got 3 functions. Let's check the example. So the first one adds a name to a string, mark. Second one capitalizes each word in the string, and third one is called exclaim. It adds exclamation mark at the end of the string. Here is it. So we can pipe our string value or high to all of these functions. So first it pipes to add name, then to capitalize, and then exclaim. So without pipeline operator, it looks like this. So first one is add name, then we wrap it in capitalize function, and then we wrap it in exclaim function. So let's save, let's check. Okay, let's include pipeline operator here. So you can see there is capitalized string with name and exclamation mark, and same for pipeline operator. So it transforms our string through all these functions. You can see our high mark here. As easy as that. Again, all these features are in stage 1, and that means we can be sure they'll be included in future ECMAScript versions. So it's right time to get known with it already. The demo we created today is available in my repository. You can find the link to it in the description. That's all for today, folks. All the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching and stay trendy!